Have you ever wondered what would happen if someone had all the money in the world but still couldn't buy the one thing they desperately needed? Imagine spending $100 million searching for a cure, traveling to the world's best hospitals, meeting famous specialists, and trying every treatment money could provide, only to discover that the answer had been quietly standing nearby all along. What happened next shocked everyone. It wasn't a billionaire doctor, a world-famous scientist, or a groundbreaking machine that changed everything. It was a humble janitor, a single father who had spent years cleaning hospital floors while carrying a painful story of his own. His simple act of kindness proved that sometimes the greatest miracles begin with someone who simply chooses to care. Before we begin, if stories like this touch your heart and remind you that kindness can change lives, please subscribe to Echoes of Stories, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us bring you more inspiring stories that warm the heart. Now, let's begin. Sophia Carter was known across America as one of the youngest CEOs to build a technology company worth billions of dollars. She had everything most people dreamed about: luxury homes, private jets, expensive cars, and influence that opened almost every door. But behind every smiling magazine cover was a woman carrying a secret battle. For nearly 2 years, Sophia had been suffering from a mysterious illness. Some days her hands shook so badly that she couldn't sign important documents. Other days she became so weak she couldn't climb a flight of stairs without stopping to catch her breath. The best hospitals in New York, Boston, and Los Angeles examined her. Specialists ordered countless scans, blood tests, and experimental treatments. Nothing worked. As the months passed, Sophia spent nearly $100 million searching for answers. Every new doctor offered hope, but every visit ended with disappointment. One afternoon, after another exhausting appointment at an elite medical center, Sophia quietly sat in a waiting area long after everyone else had left. She stared at her trembling hand. For the first time in years, she wasn't thinking about business meetings or company profits. She was simply scared. Nearby, a janitor slowly pushed his cleaning cart through the hallway. His name was Daniel Brooks. Most people barely noticed him. He worked long shifts cleaning hospital floors, emptying trash bins, and wiping windows before rushing home to care for his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. Daniel had raised Lily alone ever since his wife passed away from cancer 8 years earlier. Life had never been easy. Money was always tight. Sleep was rare. Yet somehow Daniel still greeted every patient with a gentle smile. As Daniel cleaned beside Sophia's chair, he glanced toward her hand. He hesitated. Then he spoke softly. "Excuse me, ma'am. I hope you don't mind me asking, does your hand always shake after your treatments?" Sophia looked surprised. "It does," she answered quietly. "Why?" Daniel looked uncertain. "I'm not a doctor," he said. "But my wife had something similar before they figured out what was really wrong." Sophia suddenly became interested. What did they find? Daniel explained that his wife's shaking had become much worse whenever she was exposed to certain cleaning chemicals and artificial fragrances. Doctors originally treated the wrong illness for months before discovering she had developed an extremely rare sensitivity that triggered dangerous inflammation throughout her body. Sophia listened carefully. No doctor had ever asked about environmental exposure. Daniel wasn't trying to impress anyone. He simply remembered the fear he and his wife had once experienced. Before leaving, he quietly said, "I could be completely wrong. I just didn't want to stay silent if there was even the smallest chance it might help." Sophia smiled for the first time that day. "Thank you," she whispered. The next morning, Sophia mentioned Daniel's observation to one of her specialists. At first, the medical team dismissed the idea. But one younger physician became curious. He ordered several uncommon tests that no previous hospital had considered necessary. 3 days later, the results arrived. Daniel had unknowingly pointed them toward the missing piece. Sophia wasn't suffering from the rare disease everyone had assumed. Instead, her immune system was reacting violently to a combination of medications and chemical exposure that had never been properly investigated. For the first time in 2 years, there was hope. Her treatment changed immediately. Within weeks, the shaking became less severe. Her strength slowly returned. Months later, Sophia walked into her office without assistance. Employees who had watched her struggle couldn't believe the difference. News quickly spread throughout the company. Many people praised the famous doctors. Others celebrated the expensive new treatment. But Sophia knew exactly where her second chance had truly begun. One evening she returned to the hospital carrying no cameras, no reporters, and no security team. Daniel was quietly mopping another hallway. When he looked up, he smiled politely. "I see you're doing much better." Sophia nodded, her eyes filling with tears. "You saved my life." Daniel gently shook his head. "No. The doctors did. You gave them the clue they needed," Sophia replied. "If you hadn't spoken to me, I might still be searching." Daniel looked down, uncomfortable with the attention. "I only said something because I remembered my wife." Sophia asked about his family. Daniel shared how Lily dreamed of becoming a doctor someday but worried about paying for college. Sophia listened quietly. The next week, Daniel received an unexpected invitation to the company's headquarters. He assumed someone wanted to thank him. Instead, Sophia stood before hundreds of employees. She told everyone exactly how a janitor's kindness had succeeded where $100 million had failed. Then she made an announcement. The company would create the Brooks Family Scholarship, providing full college scholarships every year for children of hospital custodians, janitors, cafeteria workers, and maintenance staff, people whose quiet work often went unnoticed. Lily would become the very first recipient. Daniel couldn't hold back his tears. Neither could many people in the audience. But Sophia wasn't finished. She also launched a nationwide employee program encouraging workers at every level, from executives to interns, to spend one day each month serving alongside support staff, learning their stories, and treating everyone with equal dignity and respect. Slowly, something beautiful began to happen. Employees greeted janitors by name. Managers listened more carefully. Small acts of kindness became part of the company's culture. Productivity improved. Friendships grew. People discovered that respect cost nothing but could change everything. Years later, Lily graduated from medical school. On graduation day, she hugged her father tightly. "You taught me that helping people doesn't start with a medical degree," she said. "It starts with paying attention." Daniel smiled through happy tears. His greatest lesson had never come from textbooks. It had come from compassion. Sophia often shared her own story during leadership conferences. Whenever people asked about the secret behind her company's success, she smiled and answered the same way. The smartest person in the room isn't always the one with the biggest title. Sometimes it's the person everyone else forgets to notice. Money can build hospitals. Power can open doors. Knowledge can create amazing treatments. But kindness has a way of revealing answers that pride often overlooks. The next time you pass someone whose job seems ordinary, remember Daniel. A simple conversation, a caring question, or a moment of genuine attention might become the turning point in someone's life. Because kindness is never small. It has a quiet way of traveling farther than we can imagine, touching hearts we may never meet and changing futures we may never see. And perhaps the greatest miracle isn't that one man helped save a CEO. It's that one act of kindness reminded countless people that every person matters, every voice deserves to be heard, and every compassionate choice has the power to make this world a little brighter. Thank you for spending this time with Echoes of Stories. If this story touched your heart, remember to share kindness wherever you go. You never know whose life may change because you chose to care.